You are Fox 28 News team coverage with Scott Sanborn in Prairieburg with the incredible stories of survival. Scott?
Kelly, I'm standing along Prairieburg Road just north of Prairieburg, just on the outskirts of Prairieburg, an area that covers less than a half square mile with fewer than 200 people. So it would seem that Mother Nature took a precision hit on this rural Linn County community. I can tell you there is damage throughout the town, mobile homes, houses damaged. There is power line wreckage all over town. As a matter of fact, you can see behind me that the Linn County Sheriff's Office has Prairieburg Road closed off. You cannot get into town right now. But I did manage to talk with Sandy Marsh and her daughter, who witnessed the damage firsthand. Take a look at what she saw.
I had the grandkids there, and we had them under turned the couch over in the chair. Well, we heard this big boom, and that was the trees going in the backyard. And right across the street, it took a garage. And then right next to it, it took a roof off of a mobile home. And then my granddaughter lives the next place, and it totally took the whole mobile home. It's just a pile of sticks in the backyard.
Sheila, you're her daughter. What have you been able to see?
I live right across the street from her, so I have my deck's gone, my shed's gone. My son has broken windows in his car. We have tree damage. There's no skirting left on my house. There's a lot of damage, a lot of trees down.
Anybody hurt?
No people hurt. My niece had 3 of her dogs in the trailer, and we're still looking for her dogs.
And so your family all lives pretty much together in the same area?
Yeah, and my son lives right next to me also, and he had his skirting off, windows broken, and roof damage, and that kind of stuff.
It must have been terrifying.
It was, but it happened so quick, and they always say it makes a roar sound. There was no sound. It was just upon us, and that was it.
I managed to talk with Sheila and Sandy only because they came out of town in order to pick up a generator that family members brought from Dyersville because there's no power in the town right now. I was just told by the Sheriff's Department that they're going to let me walk up into town. We can't get our truck up there right now because the passageway is so narrow, but he's going to let me walk up there. So I'm going to go up there with Jason, our photojournalist, here with me tonight, and see what I can see, and we'll report back later on the Fox 28 News at 9. In the meantime, Kelly, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Scott. The Linn County Fair had just started today, and now the fairgrounds are trying to clean up after tonight's tornado. Fox 28 News reporter Kevin Barry joins us live from the scene.
Kelly, we're told that opening ceremonies had just begun when people started to hear what sounded like a freight train coming through the Linn County Fairgrounds. What it was, they say, is a funnel cloud. And if you've ever been to the fairground site in Central City, you know there's always that big white and blue tent here. Well, that tent was completely knocked over, the canvas ripped. And when we were here before, volunteers were in the process of taking it down. They say they can't put it back up tonight. Their plan, though, is to replace it tomorrow and be back on schedule with all their events. Everything tonight here is obviously canceled. The fairground is dark, and now all you have are volunteers starting to clean up the mess afterwards. We're walking over to a big tree that fell down. Luckily, though, missed everybody. We're told nobody was hurt, and the animals that are on the fairgrounds right now are all safe too. At last check, all of their owners were able to see them and were able to make sure that they were going to be okay. But this is the end of what was a huge cleanup process. Right after the storm was gone and people got the all clear, they came out with chainsaws and a number of people picking up the twigs that were down below and cutting up a massive tree that you can see from that stump over there that was just bent right over. They had bobcats out taking the branches away, putting it into a truck that has already left, and now you start to see some of this big machinery coming through and coming back for the heavy stuff as well. But again, to recap, at the Linn County Fairgrounds, nobody hurt here, despite a lot of people seeing funnel clouds and having to take shelter in some of these buildings that are around here. We're told the animals are safe, and the only damage that there is some of the cosmetic work, like the trees and the tent that we showed you before. Potentially some of the buildings took on a little bit of damage, but it certainly could have been much worse because opening ceremonies were here, and all those people had to evacuate quickly, get to shelter, and eventually evacuate the fairgrounds. Covering the corridor in Central City, Kevin Barry, Fox 28 News.
Also near the Prairieburg area is Fox 28 News anchor Matt Hamill. He joins us live from the Road Warrior. Matt, what have you seen tonight?
Kelly, as you can see right now, we have emergency vehicles that are continuing to slowly roll down here to help out. From the action that you are seeing through our camera lens on the south side of Prairieburg, and this is where through the whole area was on lockdown, and the first deputy that we ran into said we have trees down, we have wires down, the whole town is a complete mess. I'm going to have my photographer Scott Zimdar pan down the way here. As you can see down at the intersection, we still have people that are blocking the roads off. They're asking that only emergency equipment and people who belong in town are allowed to enter at this point. Obviously, a lot of cleanup to do. The good news that we have heard, and Kelly, you may have an update, but from everybody that we have spoken with, we have heard no reports of any injuries. As I said, I haven't updated at this point, but the good news that we have heard is we haven't heard of anyone being injured as the storm passed through. We will be here to continue to bring you live updates. For right now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, we're having a little bit of audio trouble there from Matt, as you could hear, but he was talking with a trooper, and you heard a little bit of the tail end of it. The trooper told Matt that Prairieburg, the town, was just a mess. He's been updating on his Twitter and Facebook, as well as all of our news reporters have, with the pictures they've been gathering tonight. And many of you have sent in your pictures of some of the things you've been seeing, and we just want to thank you for that. That's helping us get the information out to people so they can be aware of the situation. If you have more pictures and videos that you'd like to send in, download our CBS 2 and Fox 28 app, and there you're able to submit it very easily. It's in the menu options. It says see it, send it, and also on our website, fox28iowa.com, same thing. Look for see it, send it, and that's where you can submit your pictures. And of course, as always, on our Facebook and Twitter pages, we're going to have more live team coverage of tonight, the tornado outbreak from tonight, when the Fox 28 News at 9 returns.